That feeling inside you, the one that says there has to be more, it's not an accident. You might not see the path yet, but a profound shift is already underway in your life. The very forces that seem to hold you back are now aligning to carry you forward. You are not trapped. You are not overlooked. A guiding presence is steering you toward a season of greater purpose. It may feel like stillness, but beneath the surface, everything is being prepared for you. The waiting was not a refusal. It was a necessary preparation. Your spirit has been shaped, your resolve tested, and your endurance fortified for what is coming. You are on the verge of stepping into a reality far beyond your previous imagination. Don't be deceived by the current struggle. Don't let the quiet make you feel alone. You are being guided even when your feet haven't taken a physical step. Every challenge you faced was designed not to break you, but to reorient your path. You thought you experienced loss, but you were actually shedding what couldn't accompany you into this new chapter. Your life is being cleared of everything that doesn't belong in your future. The relationships that faded, the opportunities that dissolved, the paths that ended, they were all part of a larger design. Sometimes every human door must shut, so you will learn to trust the one that truly matters. When you're comfortable, you stay put. When everything is simple, you don't evolve. But when you're destined for elevation, the foundation must shake so you'll release what's anchoring you to a lower level. You aren't being penalized. You are being placed. You aren't crumbling. You are being reconstructed from the core. There is a moment for every soul when a sacred voice says, "You have been here long enough." Just as ancient travelers were called from the desert to a land of promise, that same call is echoing in your spirit now. You've grieved what's past for long enough. You've questioned your worth for long enough. You've been confined by fear for long enough. Now is the moment to rise, because you are transitioning to a better place. It might not appear that way. It might not feel that way. But faith perceives what the eyes cannot yet witness. The ground may seem barren, but the seeds of your future are germinating deep within that soil. Don't despise this season of anticipation. It is the incubator of your metamorphosis. Divine timing doesn't operate on your readiness. It moves when the moment is perfect. You might feel unequipped, but the provision is already in place. The way is already made clear. The feast is already prepared. All that's required from you is trust. Trust is the bridge from where you are to where you're meant to be. Trust when the way seems rugged. Trust when the light seems dim. Trust when the support you relied on vanishes. Trust that a master plan is unfolding perfectly. When you surrender your life to a higher power, you aren't taking a chance. You are securing your destiny. Because when divine force moves, nothing can block its path. When it opens a way, no one can close it. When it declares it's time to ascend, even opposition will have to watch you rise. Maybe you've been telling yourself, "I can't handle any more. I'm weary of this ache. I'm tired of waiting my turn. I'm exhausted from being invisible." But what if this very place of hardship is the launching pad for your promotion? What if the sorrow you've shed was nourishing the ground of your future? Pain is never wasted. It is utilized as an instrument to build your inner fortitude, to sharpen your intuition, and to pull you into deeper connection. Every restless night, every prayer that seemed to go unanswered, every letdown, it all holds a sacred intention. You see, when life feels most difficult, that is when divine closeness is most real. When you have nothing left but raw faith, that is when providence steps in to show you it has always been sufficient. You might not see the road ahead, but that is precisely where trust must begin. The full picture is never revealed because the request isn't for your vision, it's for your surrender. If you knew every detail, you wouldn't need to trust. If you were told the entire plan, you wouldn't learn to depend. That's why you're given just one step at a time. You are walking by belief, not by certainty. You are moving towards something your logical mind can't yet grasp, but your soul already recognizes it. Something within you knows you weren't created to remain in your current situation. That inner stirring, that spiritual discontent, it's not despair, it's direction. It's the sign that you are being summoned to a higher plane. There will be moments when you feel utterly solitary. You'll call out and hear nothing in return. You'll give generously and see no reciprocation. You'll do everything correctly, and yet things will seem to go awry. But listen, those moments are the holy trials of faith. Silence is sometimes used to see if you will still hold on when you can't perceive any evidence. Anyone can offer gratitude when blessings are abundant, but can you still lift your hands and say, "I trust you," when nothing adds up? That is the caliber of faith that shifts realities. That is the faith that escorts you into a better place. Don't fixate on what lies behind you. Set your sight on what is approaching. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Your past prepared you, but your future awaits you. Stop reliving what failed. Start getting ready for what is about to succeed. The intensity of your past hurt is a testament to the magnitude of your destiny. You wouldn't be contested this fiercely if you weren't holding something significant within. The opposition, the betrayals, the closed avenues, they all affirm that you are too destined to remain stagnant. You are being relocated for a reason. Everything around you is being reconfigured to create space for the miracle ready to appear. You may have believed your current experience is a sentence, but it's actually a promotion in disguise. The discomfort you're feeling is the pain of delivery. Something new is coming to life within you. You've been holding dreams that others dismissed. You've been fostering visions that seemed out of reach. You've been planting in obscurity. But now, at the designated time, a divine voice is saying, "It is time for birth." When you walk through the furnace, do not be afraid. Fire does not destroy precious metal. It purifies it. You will emerge stronger, more valuable, and wiser than you were before. Sometimes everything must be stripped away so you can realize that the essential thing was there all along. You may have lost connections, resources, well-being, or inner calm. But if you still have your core faith, you possess the one thing that matters. Don't evaluate your life by what has departed. Measure it by what is on its way. Because what lies ahead is infinitely greater than what lies behind. You may not comprehend the process, but you will celebrate the result. Every trial, every heartache, every pause, it was all part of a divine curriculum to elevate you. You aren't walking into just another ordinary chapter. You are walking into a sacred shift. Situations that were stagnant are about to become dynamic. Doors that were sealed are about to swing open. Those who overlooked you are about to witness your rise. You don't need to strive for blessings. Simply continue walking in faith, and blessings will begin to find you. Favor is not something you achieve. It is something you are assigned. When favor is decreed, no earthly power can hinder it. Some of you are wondering, why does it feel like my world is unraveling? But sometimes what is familiar must be dismantled to construct what is powerful. You cannot move forward while clutching the past. You must let it go. You cannot transport old wounds into a new season. You cannot bring outdated thinking to a new level. A fresh, distinct, and sacred work is being done. If you continue gripping what was, you will miss what is coming. Release it, not because it's simple, but because clinging to it will forfeit your future. The journey you're on is not accidental. It is orchestrated. Every step, every obstacle, every quiet moment is all part of a celestial blueprint. You are being led by a guiding hand, even when you can't sense it. Life may have brought you low, but that is the ideal posture for prayer. And when you pray, obstacles shift, pathways appear, bonds shatter, and wonders occur. The guiding force has never failed you, and it won't begin now. The same presence that brought you through the low places will lead you to the peaks. Don't confuse a transition with a defeat. What feels like a conclusion is often a commencement. When something dies in your experience, it's frequently because something more significant is about to be born. You cannot step into new blessings while carrying old baggage. What has expired is being removed so it can be replaced with what is everlasting. The pain of release is temporary, but the joy of walking into your destiny is permanent. Trust the timing. It may not align with your schedule, but it will align with the perfect plan. There is a reason the path to what's better is selective. It isn't designed for everyone. And some individuals cannot go where you are headed. Some connections were only ever meant for a season, not for the entire journey. Stop pleading with people to stay who were never destined to travel the full road with you. You are moving to a better place, and not everyone possesses the faith or the integrity to handle your ascent. Don't hold resentment toward them. Wish them well and continue onward, because what is destined for you cannot be thwarted by who departed. You might feel engulfed by turmoil, but remember, disorder is often the backdrop for creation. Before something new is formed, there is often a shaking. Before the sunrise, the night is at its darkest. You aren't being buried, you are being planted. The very earth that seems to cover you will soon yield the harvest of your faith. Keep your spirit calm, keep your heart fixed, keep your belief vibrant, because soon you will look back and understand that every pain was essential, every delay was purposeful, and every closed door was a kindness in disguise. And now, even as you hear these words, something inside is stirring awake. You can sense it. You're tired of existing in apprehension, tired of looping the past, tired of seeking approval to advance. You already have permission. The same strength that sustained you in your most difficult hour will sustain you again. You are stepping out of the shadows and into the light of promise. You are leaving the residue of yesterday to step into the wholeness of tomorrow. You aren't where you started, and you're not yet at your destination, but you are en route to a better place. Listen closely, because this is not random. You were intended to hear this now. You have felt exhausted. You have journeyed through extended nights that seemed endless. You've asked when the dawn will break, when the shift will come, and when tranquility will finally reside in your heart. But I declare this with conviction. Your struggle is not your permanent state. Your story is not over. The path you are on may feel rugged, but it is guiding you somewhere magnificent. You are being led by a purposeful design toward a better place, a place of peace, resilience, and meaning that can only be crafted for you. There are times when you will be made to feel uneasy in spaces you have outgrown. You are not permitted to linger in comfort when you are called to significance. That is why things that once brought you satisfaction now feel burdensome. That is why people who once knew you no longer do. That is why your heart has been restless. You are being drawn out of the familiar because comfort is the adversary of growth. Your faith is being stretched to equip you for what lies ahead. When you are moved, it is with intention. When the ground beneath you trembles, it is not to ruin you, it is to rescue you. You may have constructed blueprints for your life, but the divine plan is always superior, more profound, and more insightful. Sometimes your route is interrupted not to spoil it, but to redirect it. You believed you were heading in one direction, but a danger was seen on that road, so the door was closed and you were turned toward another way. Don't grieve what you lost, be grateful for what was prevented. There are moments when rejection is a form of safeguarding, when a loss is an act of grace, and when a disappointment is a blessing in hiding. The battles you don't see are known. The weights around unseen corners are understood. And if you could perceive what is seen from a higher view, you would know that every detour was divinely ordered. The world will advise you to lean on your own power, but human power has limits. Divine strength is limitless. Your understanding is finite, but divine wisdom spans eternity. Trusting is not a sign of fragility, it is the ultimate expression of strength. Because when you depend on yourself, you bear the load alone. But when you depend on a higher power, you walk with a force that cannot be overcome. Faith is not the absence of a fight, it is the confidence that even in the fight, you are not by yourself. A guiding hand walks with you, leading you through every low point and raising you on every summit. Some of you have been in a season of expectation for so long that hope has begun to fade. You've prayed, you've wept, you've held on, and still nothing appears to change. But hear this truth. The waiting is not without purpose. Waiting seasons are used to prepare your heart for seasons of reception. A blessing is not given before you're ready. If it were, it could overwhelm you. The delay is not a denial. It is development. You are being taught patience. Your stamina is being built. Your character is being sculpted. And your faith is being molded. Because what comes next demands a more resilient version of you. When promotion comes, it first promotes your inner being. There will be moments when everything seems dark, when confusion veils your mind, and you can't understand why life feels so heavy. In those moments, recall that darkness is not the absence of the divine. It is the place where the deepest work occurs. Seeds develop in the dark earth before they break through to the light. And just like that seed, your life is pushing through the soil of struggle right now. You may not see it, but a formidable process is happening beneath the surface. The roots of your belief are digging deeper, becoming stronger, unshakable. You are being anchored so that when the blessings arrive, you won't be swayed by the winds of arrogance or fear. Don't mistake activity for advancement. Sometimes you must be still to move forward. The greatest work is often done in your quietness. When you cease trying to manipulate outcomes and start trusting the timing, that is when doors begin to open that no person can shut. Your task is not to solve the entire puzzle. It's to remain steadfast in the waiting. You don't need to know how it will be done. You just need to believe that it will. Faith isn't about seeing the path. It's about trusting that a path exists, even when it's invisible. When you feel surrounded by chaos, lift your gaze. Stop focusing on the turbulence. Focus on the one who calms it. A life without tests was never promised, but strength for every test was. The storms in your life are not proof that you have been deserted. They are evidence that you are being trained. A warrior's heart is being forged within you, one that understands how to pray amidst pain and offer gratitude amidst pressure. Every conflict is strengthening your faith. Every tear you've cried has a reason. Every sleepless night will one day become a testimony. There is a purpose behind why some things did not work out. If you received everything you asked for, you would settle for less than what was intended. Sometimes one door closes so the correct one can open. You may not grasp it now, but one day you will look back and say, "Now I understand why that needed to happen." Because what is being prepared for you is not average. It is holy. It is extraordinary. It is vaster than anything you've dreamed. You are not being sentenced. You are being situated for something far grander than your understanding can contain. You see, when you are moved to a better place, it isn't just your environment that changes. Your essence changes. Your perspective is lifted. Your thankfulness deepens, and your heart is purified. The elevation you receive is not about status or wealth. It's about faith and satisfaction. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. The journey isn't solely about arriving at a location. It's about transformation. You are not the same person you were last year, last month, or even last week. Every difficulty has molded you. Every pause has imparted something important. Every sorrow has removed what no longer serves your purpose. So do not scorn the pain. It is evidence that something superior is under construction. Just as a diamond is formed under pressure, your destiny is being forged in the fire. The flames that sought to consume you are refining you. The weight you assumed would crush you is actually solidifying your foundation. You are becoming resilient, steady, and unstoppable, not by your own might, but because a supreme power resides within you. You are not a casualty of your history. You are a conduit for a sacred purpose. You are not walking toward ruin. You are walking toward destiny. Sometimes the reason you are set apart is because a sacred revelation is coming. You are drawn away from noise, distractions, and even certain relationships, so a direct word can be spoken to your heart. The silence you experience is not abandonment. It's an invitation. You are being invited to listen, to trust, to let go, because what is being prepared for you requires focus. You cannot be taken higher if you are still clutching what holds you down. Release the bitterness, release the grudges, release the need to manage every result. The instant you relinquish control is the instant you create space for divine action. There will be those who won't comprehend your path. They'll challenge your choices, ridicule your beliefs, or question your capacity. But remember, they weren't present when your name was called. They didn't hear the quiet voice that said, "It's time to advance." You don't require universal approval. You only require divine guidance. When the instruction is to go, you go. When the instruction is to wait, you wait, because obedience always leads to blessing. Even when it feels awkward, the path of faith is seldom easy, but it is always rewarding. You are not regressing. You are not losing progress. You are being guided, step by step, into something sacred. Even the deviations are divinely ordered. Not a single moment of your life is wasted. Every closed door was a guard. Every delay was a shield. Every heartbreak was a redirection. You are not forgotten. You are favored. The pain you've borne is proof that you are destined for a significant role. The more intense the battle, the greater the blessing waiting on the other side. You might be surrounded by doubt right now. Perhaps you don't know where your next provision will come from. Perhaps you've lost people you believed would remain. Perhaps you've had to begin again repeatedly. But a divine author never begins a work he does not intend to complete. The final chapter of your story has already been written, and it concludes in victory. The same power that upheld you in the past will uphold you in the future. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to walk one step at a time, trusting that each step is bringing you closer to your better place. You've wept long enough. You've carried the burden long enough. You've lived in fear long enough. It's time to rise in faith. It's time to believe once more. It's time to lift your head and remind yourself that you are connected to a power that transforms pain into purpose, loss into wisdom, and waiting into victory. Your story is not over. In fact, the most magnificent part is just beginning. And if this resonated with you, help spread this message by liking this video and following Winds of Thought for more.